Hey guys, glad you're here. I just found this disclaimer I wanted to share with people. Warning, this video will contain spoilers for Doki Doki Literature Club as well as depictions of self-harm and suicide. Please do not continue watching if you are easily disturbed and or take issue with these depictions. I have no idea what any of it means, but I'm really excited because today is Valentine's Day, and while I may have spent the last 23 Valentine's Days alone, this year's gonna be different, because I have this. You see, I was walking around my house when I stumbled across a familiar looking homeless man. Spare change? Connor Artiste, is that you? It's Artiste, actually. That's what I said. You're the guy I traded my laptop to for some magic seeds. I'm sorry, I was trying to make some quick cash off of unsuspecting suckers like you. Kept me off the streets for a while, but here I am now. Oh. I actually feel kind of bad now. Is there anything I can do to help? Well, I don't take charity, but you could buy these 2 items off me. My laptop! And some weird plastic heart? Nobody wanted the laptop for some reason, so here it still is. The heart will reveal your soulmate, but only if you open it on Valentine's Day. Anyway, will you buy them off of me? I'm sorry, but like I was saying before, I don't have any money. It's just a signed book of blank checks. That'll suffice, I suppose. I'll come by tomorrow with some cash. That's okay. I think I'll be just fine for a little while. Isn't it great how some people can change? When I met that guy, he cut me out of my laptop, but now he's giving me the greatest gift of all, the identity of my soulmate. Let's pop this bad boy open. It's empty. Does that mean there's no one to love me? Am I meant to always be alone? Well, that's something I didn't already know. That's why we have technology, to fill the void where real women should go with fake women who can't reject us. Of course, I'm talking about dating sims. Now, I've never actually played a dating sim before, but I keep hearing about this really popular one called Doki Doki Literature Club, so I figure I'll start there. The game opens with these 4 adorable anime girls, and I can already tell this will be a really cute game. Immediately after starting a new game, I have to pick a name, and since Ben is destined to never find love, maybe Blue will be able to find it instead. The setting appears to be a Japanese neighborhood, which is further supported by immediately running into childhood friend Sayori on the way to school. Quick side note here, I have no idea how to pronounce any of these names, so I'm just gonna give it my best shot. By the way the main character talks to her, I realize she's nothing like me. I wouldn't be afraid to have people think I was coupled with some weird girl. Well, maybe he's a little like me. The main character, or MC, is surprised that Sayori is up so early because she normally sleeps in. But it's slowly revealed that she needed to wake up early in order to put her plan of having the MC join the Literature Club into motion. Because as Vice President Club, she wants to expand it. After being lured there of cupcakes, the MC meets the other girls in the club, Natsuki, Yuri, and Club President Monica. The MC is stunned that the club is filled with cute girls and is suddenly interested, and I don't blame him. After both Yuri and Natsuki accidentally reveal that they write poetry but don't want anyone reading it, Monica proposes that they all go home and write poetry to share. It's at this point that the MC points out that he never actually decided to join the Literature Club, but after seeing how dejected everyone is, he decides this is the club for him, because he gets to hang out with cute girls. I was a bit worried that this game was just a visual novel and there would be no game elements, but I finally found a minigame. You're given a list of words and you have to pick words that will make your poem, but you need to choose carefully because they'll impact who you have your special moment with the next day. I didn't realize it at first, but the girls jump when you pick a word that they like instead of just being random. Thankfully, I still got Sayori. She's my favorite. After 20 words, your poem is completed and the second day starts. It's so cute. The girls are still getting used to a new member, and Yuri even brings a book to share with the MC. All the members occupy themselves with their own tasks, so the MC settles down for a nap, eavesdropping on Sayori and Monica's conversation on planning for the upcoming school festival, where all the clubs show their stuff to recruit new members. Sayori wakes him up and scolds him for staying up too late, but MC fires right back by saying she oversleeps and goes about fixing her disheveled appearance. It's both an intimate and innocent act that only feels natural between best friends that grew up together. A cute and somewhat flirty conversation follows, but Monica interrupts it saying it's time to share poems. The player gets to pick any order to share the poem in, but it doesn't matter much, just a few slight lines of deviation. Everyone comments on how MC's writing style seems similar to Sayori's and chalks it up to them being close childhood friends, and then they show MC their poems. I'm not a big fan of poetry, but I still read them to completion to get the full Doki Doki Literature Club experience. Sayori's was clearly written that morning in a hurry because it was about hating waking up. Natsuki's is very short and very sad. It's all about giving up. Yuri's is, much deeper? I couldn't understand it much, but I suppose it's also about giving up. And then Monica? I don't know about Monica's poem. It seems like it's about being trapped, I suppose. And seeing something she wasn't supposed to? It was my second favorite behind Sayori's. Afterwards, Yuri and Natsuki lock horns over writing styles and drag the poor MC into it by asking who he liked more. Natsuki prefers short, simple writing because it's efficient and effective, while Yuri prefers using large, more complex words because they're the only way to express how one truly feels. I found myself agreeing with Yuri more. Sad can mean a lot of things, but despondent or melancholy can give a much more accurate meaning. Thankfully, there's a third option for cowards, where MC makes Sayori do it instead. She owes them to stop fighting and tries to point out that there are positives to both styles of writing. This makes them both shut up and separate. Monica is amazed and tells MC that she's good at organizing and planning, but Sayori is much better at dealing with people. Monica then decides to write and share poems again the next day. The MC thinks that now that he knows what the other club members like, he can use it to try and impress them with his next poem. But I already know I'm trying to impress Sayori. With that, Sayori and MC walk home together as they share their thoughts about the club members. You write your next poem and I try my best to pick words for Sayori, and it works. It's a pretty easy system. Natsuki likes cute words, Yuri likes vivid words, and Sayori likes happy words. That being said, I picked a lot of words for Natsuki that I thought Sayori would like, but it all worked out in the end. The first scene of day 3 is as cute as all the others, with Sayori trying to trick MC into buying her a snack by asking if he wants to go to the vending machine with her when she knows she has no money. The MC makes her open her empty purse and she knows she's busted. Natsuki throws a cookie at her face and then Sayori hugs her in gratitude and also takes a bite out of Natsuki's cookie because it's chocolate. Monica suddenly shows up late and says she's been practicing piano and that she'll play a song for everyone once she gets better. It's back to business as usual, so Sayori recruits MC to pick up supplies so they can make posters for the upcoming festival. In the hallway, Sayori reveals to MC that they'll be performing poems for the festival. It sounded dull to MC, and myself, but then she brings up a good point. It's about performing them, not just reciting them. I'm not much of a performer for poetry, but I'll give my best shot here. Between my feet, the last remaining flower beckons to me. I twist the stem, freeing it from its twisted roots, caressing the final joyous moments between my fingers. But to what end have I summoned this joy? For now when I look in every direction, the once prosperous field before me is but a barren wasteland. The MC thinks about how it's a contrast to Sayori's cheerful normal self and about how he missed going on adventures with her because he started holding up in his room, highlighting again how he's kind of like me. I can't help but think that this student missed out on a much better childhood. They head into a classroom and Sayori liberates some crayons, but due to the MC trying to look into the closet too, Sayori smacks her head on a shelf and a bump forms. The MC leaves by her cold drink to serve as an ice pack to stop the swelling. It doesn't matter what he gets, but he decides to buy apple juice because he knows Sayori likes apple juice. He gives it to her, but since she's adorable, instead of using it on her head, she begins drinking it immediately. The next moment is so sweet that it gave me diabetes. It was worth it though to watch it. Sayori reminds MC about how when they were growing up, she would always try to keep up with him, and that would result in her getting hurt and crying, so MC would always come rushing back, and that a parallel just now. Sayori asks him if he thinks things will always be this way, and he doesn't want to make promises, but he tells her he sure hopes so, and then they head back with those thoughts in their mind. I love it so much. They walk back and Monica greets them, asking if they got everything. Of course, Sayori forgot to bring anything, but MC brought it all back. And then, it's poem sharing time. Natsuki shares a poem about a girl, Amy, who likes spiders. I'm not certain, but I think it's a reflection of herself and her love for manga and how she thinks others feel about her. But I could be totally missing the point. At least her font is way easier to read than Yuri's. It becomes pretty apparent that it is about her when she tries explaining it, so I'm pretty proud of myself for interpreting it correctly. Yuri's poem is about a girl who consistently eats bread in the middle of the night and starts feeding a raccoon. I didn't really notice any symbolism, but thankfully Yuri explains that it's about people indulging in unusual hobbies, and I can relate to that as I sit here playing a dating sim. It reminds me of Natsuki's, and the MC is quick to point that out. Monica's poem is about being afraid of fireworks? I think? The noise scares her and she just wants them to stop is my personal interpretation. But Monica explains, and hers is deeper than the others because she uses space on paper to convey certain ideas as well. That doesn't tell me what it's about at all, but that's fine. The dev decides to break the fourth wall a bit and uses Monica's writing tip of the day to tell the player to save consistently so you can always go back and change your mind. I've been saving at the end of each day, but that's just to keep my progress. I think the dev is trying to help me though, so I save right there. It returns to normal by Monica being confused why she thought that was a writing tip and laughs it off. Because I used words Sayori liked, she thinks the poem is really good, and she and the MC flirt a little bit and ends with Sayori asking to keep the MC's poem. Sayori's poem is really sad. I didn't think she was capable of really sad. She writes about giving up all her happy memories and thoughts to her friends, and it's a sharp contrast to how I and the MC view her. Sayori says she's been more in touch with her feelings recently, and that she feels like she's meant to express herself this way, which is good. She's getting more development than just cheerful childhood friend. Afterwards, Monica calls for everyone's attention and announces their plans for the school festival, to perform poetry and then let other people come up and try their hand at it too. Natsuki and Yuri are mortified that they'll have to perform poems, but Monica, Sayori, and even the MC convince them to so that they can attempt to recruit new members. To help them feel better about it, Monica says they'll practice by reading them to each other. Monica goes first, Yuri surprises everyone by volunteering to go second and then being like a different person while reciting, Sayori third, Natsuki makes MC go fourth to lower everyone's standard, then Natsuki goes last. After they're done performing and discussing, the MC asks Sayori if she's ready to go, and everyone comments on how cute it is that they always walk home together. And I agree. On the way home, Sayori is uncharacteristically quiet before suddenly asking the MC if he would still walk home with her if Yuri asked him to walk home with her instead. For me, it would depend on what direction Yuri's house is in. MC walks home with Sayori because they're neighbors, but if Yuri's on the other side of town... But that isn't an option. I wouldn't want to diss Yuri, so I would actually walk home with her because she had trouble opening up. Then I immediately regretted my choice and decided to completely diss Yuri. And then I feel even worse, so I don't diss her and Sayori comments on how soon MC won't need her anymore. Unfortunately, this leads to the conversation awkwardly trailing off before they get home. Then he gets to write another poem using the same tied words as the first 2 times. Before I do that, I gotta go back and diss Yuri so Sayori knows how much I care about her. Day 4 begins with Monika unprofessionally being the last one of the club meeting after practicing piano some more. They begin chattering about the festival excitedly while MC notices Sayori sitting quietly at a desk. The MC confronts her to see if she's okay, but she claims to be fine and not worry. MC decides to let it go and ask Monika if she's noticed anything off about Sayori. Monika says she'll talk to her and suggests maybe Sayori didn't want to open up to a person of interest. She just continues dropping major hints that Sayori is totally into the MC before going to talk to her. Time passes and it's time for sharing poems. I choose to go to Natsuki again, who assaults the MC as a joke and then shares her poem. She seems to be trying to comfort someone with this poem about the beach, but her previous poem might have been someone talking about her, so maybe she's using this poem as someone reaching out to comfort her. She then reveals that Yuri suggested they both write about the same topic the day before, and they said it on the beach so that it could be positive. I go to Monika next and she asks the MC if he's thought about what to perform at the festival. He admits he doesn't know yet, and Monika brings up Sayori again because their poems are similar. She accuses the MC of flirting with Sayori, and he denies it even though he totally has been. Monika then shows her poem, and I am blown away. If the dev wrote all these poems by himself, kudos to him for being able to write the voice of 4 completely different characters in poetry. Monika's poem is amazing. It tells the story of a feather with no purpose, but hope that it does have one. Then it meets the woman who knows everything. The woman dashes the feather's hope by revealing there is no purpose for anyone or anything, and releases the feather to be adrift in the wind once more. It manages to be both beautiful and devastating at the same time. Monika claims learning is what gives life meaning, so that's what she wrote about, and the MC points out that all the club members seem to prefer writing about sad things over happy things. That's something I noticed on day 1. And she's a bit slow if you ask me. Monika's writing tip of the day is to not be afraid to share something you put a lot of work into, but maybe find people who enjoy the same thing and they can help you make it better. This tip actually spoke to me with the videos I make. It felt kinda nice to relate. I go to Yuri next and she praises the MC for how he's improved in such a short time span, and then she says she might have been the most helpful, but she takes it the wrong way. Yuri's poem is also about a beach, but I think it's different. It's about how humans keep persevering despite how life keeps pushing us down. At least that's the feeling I got. Yuri said it was actually Natsuki's idea to write about the same thing. So I really don't know who to trust at this point, but I guess it doesn't really matter. I went to Sayori last to give her space and she seemed really subdued. She's surprised the MC is still writing like her. The conversation suddenly takes a drastic turn as Sayori says everything would be easier if the MC just preferred the other girls. In a rare moment of weakness, she begins crying but quickly hides it, puts on a smile and leaves early. And it's at this point that I think Sayori might be hiding something. The other girls finish sharing poems and Monika addresses the remaining club members. They notice Sayori's disappearance and Monika assures everyone she's fine and that they spoke earlier before moving on to a much more important topic. Festival preparation. Natsuki is handling cupcakes, Yuri is handling atmosphere, whatever that means, and Sayori and Monika are handling decorations, leaving the MC as the only one without a task. So Monika suggests he helps one of the girls with their task, and he gets to watch the girls fight over him. I swear I had a dream like this once. I tried picking both Sayori and Monika, but the other girls threw fits over that since they were already helping each other. So of the 2 remaining choices, I picked Yuri because I'd rather be given books than be assaulted. Natsuki is a bit upset, so Yuri tries to cheer her up, and the MC picks up on that she's trying to act like Sayori because Sayori makes everyone happy. Monika dismisses the club, and Yuri takes the MC's phone number and tells him she'll stop by his house on Sunday. The MC has an inner dialogue with himself, but it's just jargon. Sunday rolls around and the MC is still worried about Sayori, so he barges into her house and into her room because they're such close friends. Close friends that are having trouble communicating, but close friends nonetheless. Sayori greets him and then begins blaming herself for the MC worrying about her and says the world is torturing her by having him come over. And the walls come crumbling down. Sayori confirms my theory and admits she's had depression her whole life. In hindsight, it was glaringly obvious, and I should have recognized the symptoms, but I only finally did after they exchanged poems the second time. As Sayori explains it, I feel like I'm looking at a mirror of a younger me putting into words how I felt, and my heart aches for her. The MC keeps trying to comfort her, and it goes back and forth for a while. The MC finally makes a breakthrough, but has to go meet Yuri. He invites Sayori to come along, but she declines, saying it wouldn't be good for her. Keep fighting, Sayori. I'm rooting for you. The MC has to leave and finds Yuri waiting outside his house. We finally get to see the MC's room, and I'm a bit envious. It kind of reminds me of the trophy room in Super Smash Bros. Melee. Yuri immediately begins snooping around trying to open a desk drawer, which the MC quickly slams shut, and I don't want to know what's in there. Yuri apologizes and begins talking about her ideas for atmosphere, and I'm happy for her. She's really into this, and it's a nice contrast from the Yuri we know. Honestly, my script is too long as is, so I'm just going to skip most of Yuri's visit. I will point out that she reveals that she collects knives and lets MC hold one, which he immediately pricks his finger on. This prompts Yuri to immediately do the most irresponsible thing and sticks the finger in her mouth. Yuri! What are you thinking? If the MC somehow had HIV or AIDS, you would now have those as well. I thought you were the smart one. Eventually, Yuri begins talking about how she likes spending time one-on-one, not talking much. And is there any character I don't relate to? The MC walks Yuri out of his house and tries to ask her out, but Sayori shows up and Yuri is scared off. Sayori came over to see if MC was having fun with Yuri, but immediately begins crying, even though that's what she wanted. Sayori finally admits her feelings for the MC, and he's given the chance to reciprocate or call her his dearest friend. And I don't know what monster picks the dearest friend option. The MC undisputedly canonically admits his love and Sayori pulls him into a hug, and we finally get to see what the MC looks like from behind. Sayori admits that the rain clouds still aren't going away, even though she's supposed to be happy. MC assures her they will in time and that things won't change until she wants them to, and the scene ends with some more inner monologue. It's finally festival day, and I gotta admit, I'm a little excited. MC is concerned because he isn't walking to school with Sayori, but doesn't want to disturb her, so he heads to school and finds Monica in the club room setting up booklets with all the poems. Monica reveals that she knows about the MC and Sayori and has him look at the pamphlets. Everyone's poem is neatly printed, then we get to Sayori's and... oh god. Why did Monica sign off on this? MC decides he should get Sayori and books it back to her house and tells her to wake up outside her door. With no response, he pushes it open. I'm shell-shocked. Sayori has hanged herself. I knew she was depressed, but I didn't think she would go to such extreme lengths. The worst part is her fingers are bloody, which means she didn't die quickly. She must have messed it up and started asphyxiating, then started panicking and tried to claw the ropes off to no avail. But the most haunting part is her eyes. Those eyes that used to be so full of life are now dead. She even kept her bow on. But then, something strange happens. The game starts glitching out on me and the MC is clearly upset and in disbelief and immediately begins blaming himself as he goes through the first two stages of grief. I'm lucky enough to not have experiences in life, so I can't imagine what this actually feels like. But I imagine the MC is the perfect example as he comes to terms with losing his best friend and the game ends. What's with that title screen? Where's Sayori? And why is New Game so messed up? There's only one way to find out. I'm going back in. I owe Sayori that much. The new game is odd. Immediately the game tries to start as normal, but where Sayori should be, it's just gibberish, and then it resets and removes Sayori completely. Which is just awful. It's written Sayori out completely. Monica is the one who invites the MC to the Literature Club instead. I know Sayori is dead, but shouldn't she be back now if this is a new game? The game seems to be fighting with itself because it keeps randomly glitching, and Yuri has now replaced Sayori as vice president. Doesn't seem like a role a quiet girl should have, but I suppose she's better suited than Natsuki. The story seems to be the same minus Sayori, so I'll skip all that. But I did unlock a special poem. Let's... okay. The writing minigame seems to be the same, but all of Sayori's passwords go to Natsuki, making her the easiest one to impress in this playthrough. Day 2 starts, and some minor glitches occur, but nothing serious, until Monica begins blocking the text. Because I chose Natsuki's words, the game brings me over to her and whoa! Pretty sure the game's never been this explicit before. I think that makes this my first PG-13 video. If Sayori hanging in her room didn't do that for me already. But what's going on with the text anyway? I know this isn't right because if I click history, I can see what's actually supposed to be there. Well, it might be the most annoying sight, Natsuki, but I've seen more devastating things playing this game. The MC then gets to have his cute conversation with Natsuki. God, what the heck? This is more upsetting than finding Sayori's dangling corpse, and that's saying something. It's poem sharing time, and Yuri and Natsuki's poems remain the same. But interestingly enough, Monica's changes and almost looks like a continuation of her first poem, which is strange. Another change is Natsuki and Yuri's argument. They argue with the same thing as before, but they get a lot more mean about it. And the background and music start deteriorating around them, and it keeps breaking until Monica takes up 70% of the screen. She has the MC step outside to avoid the fight, which doesn't really seem great, and says if he doesn't want to spend time with them, he can spend time with her instead. Which just seems wildly inappropriate at the moment. And then Natsuki comes running out crying, and Monica just ignores it. Man, Sayori really was way better at dealing with people than Monica. Monica and the MC go back into the room to find Yuri, who's upset about what she said, but Monica just tells her to forget about it and asks her to leave. However, Yuri insists that she be the last one out so she can discuss the book with the MC. Monica finally relents, and then the game skips forward to the end of the day in the middle of Yuri's sentence. Shame. I really wanted to see what Yuri thought about the book. Side note, I'm watching my footage back and I noticed something I didn't the first time. I don't know how I triggered it, but I got a creepy watercolor portrait of Monica that looks like it's covered in blood. It's only there for a frame or so, but it's definitely there. Since it's the end of the day, it's time for poetry, and one of the words in the minigame broke, so I picked it just to see what would happen. It just kinda zoomed in the corner of the screen, but it didn't do anything else. As the game goes on, it seems to be breaking more and more. I don't even know what to think anymore. Meanwhile, Yuri seems to be getting more pushy, which is a stark contrast from my first playthrough. Maybe I just missed it because of the development relationship with Sayori. It's weird, I'd picked words Natsuki but the game forced me into Yuri. More glitches, I suppose. While reading with Yuri, she rushes out of the room for water, and Monica decides to start sharing poems without her. I go to Natsuki first, and surprise, surprise, her poem is broken and something is seriously wrong with this game. These aren't just glitches, it's like the game is being rewritten, but I don't know how that could be possible. And there should be no way for Natsuki to randomly be crying tears of blood. Guys, I'm scared, but I have to keep playing for Sayori's sake. I really wish I'd stopped 5 seconds ago. But it goes right back to poem sharing, so I do the only thing I can. Monica's poem is a reprint of one from the first playthrough, but with some letters missing. Due to the rewriting of the game or the glitches, I no longer know. Wait, that's a new line. And a big red flag on Monica's character. She's the only one who still seemed normal, but now I fear her too. She gives her rating tip of the day and I don't know. Feels like she's reaching out to the MC, but nothing happens. Yuri returns and is now an option, so I go to her, and her poem is really long. It's super nonsensical, and I really have no thoughts on it. Try to explain it to me in the comments. Yuri admits to being a pen thief, and then using said pen to write the poem that she then gives to the MC. Oh god, another special poem. Let's see. Oh, this isn't so bad. And there it is. Wait, there's Sayori. She's still here! Oh, never mind. It's back to business as usual, with Monica bringing up the festival to recruit members. But Natsuki is zealous about keeping the club to 4, even bringing up that Yuri and the MC don't care for our expansion either. Monica sits down dejected, and Yuri reprimands Natsuki, who then leaves with their feelings hurt once again. Gah! Why does the game keep doing this? Rewriting is one thing, but scaring me is another. Monica asks Yuri to leave so she can talk with the MC, and she says some things that'll really creep me out. It's like she knows it's a game, and even cries while the game fades into black before they can finish talking. Or maybe something happened that'll be explained later, I don't know. The day ends and it's time for more poetry. It's broken just as much as my spirit. The next day has MC reading with Yuri, but she decides to make some tea before they start, so she runs off. But 10 minutes pass and MC goes to investigate. He hears light laughter coming from down the hall, and Yuri's cutting habits are revealed. It was kinda obvious, but honestly, I thought she was gonna die. And there it is. I skipped a few things, so I'm gonna go back. First, the game rewinds after you find Yuri and pretends it never happened, and then you share poetry. First, Natsuki's poem isn't a poem. It's a plea to the MC to help Yuri, but to not let Monica know that she asked. But right after reading it, Natsuki's face disappears, and she tells you to forget Yuri and only spend time with Monica. Then the game resets again, and I think I finally figured out what's going on, but I'll keep it to myself for those of you who are still piecing it together. I get to Yuki's poem and the game has gone full horror. Like it's been slowly tilting that way for a while, but now, yeah, there's no hiding it. I can't read this mess and it's covered in blood. Imagine this happening to you. You go to share poetry with a friend and they hand you a blood-stained mess. How do you react to that? Well, in the MC's case, you don't. Monica's poem is a broken game, and I have no choice to spell it out now for those of you still catching up. She's been changing the game code somehow. She became sentient and she's been rewriting it. I don't know for what reason, but I'm in too deep to quit now. Yuri forces the others out after an argument, confesses her love to the MC, and then kills herself, and we're caught up now. Lucky me gets to sit here for 1400 lines of gibberish while I stare at Yuri's corpse. Sorry, I just used the skip option to pass time. I started this day seeing no dead girls. I'm ending it with seeing 2. The whole weekend passes with MC stuck looking at Yuri's corpse, and I can't imagine what he's thinking. I'm also surprised no parents have come looking for these 2. Natsuki comes in ready for the festival, and runs away vomiting upon seeing Yuri's corpse. Monica walks in and apologizes that the script is broken and decides to make things better by deleting the other 2 club members, leaving her and MC as the only 2 characters in the game. The game resets again, more broken than ever, and we're face to face with Monica, who straight up drops the act, disregards the MC as fictional, and addresses me. And then she drops this bombshell. She knows my actual name. I'm convinced the game can hurt me now. Monica admits she's been altering the game to try and get the player to spend time with her since the dev didn't give her a romance path originally. So she created this version of the game where we just talk to each other. And honestly, I'm agreeing with a lot of her points, but I am still not happy with her. And for whatever reason, the AI Monica keeps bringing up where her character file is, So, in retribution for Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and even the MC himself, I delete her. I instantly feel bad because she hurts and cries out for help, but there's nothing I can do but watch it play out. Even though she's deleted, she can still talk and realizes I deleted her and becomes angry. She talks about how she gave up everything for the love she had for me and asks how I could do this to her. And then I wonder how she could make Sayori kill herself. But even after giving me a brutal tongue lashing, she still loves me. She monologues for a minute and says she'll fix things, and the game resets one last time. And everyone is back with the exception of Monica. Not only is the game fixed, but Sayori seems to be cured of her depression. She's been waking up on time, and she started the Literature Club in this version. The day passes, and the MC joins the Literature Club of his own volition. Yuri and Natsuki get along, and everything in this version seems perfect. Just a normal dating sim, and I can finally go down the Sayori path. And then, the game pulls another 180 on me, as Sayori thanks me for getting rid of Monica. Something she shouldn't know about, but becoming the club president gave her Monica's omnipotence, and she becomes just as obsessive, but much quicker. She scares me more than Monica did. But before I can do anything, Monica steps in. Despite being deleted, Monica still has access to the game code, and deletes Sayori to protect me. And then, knowing the game can never provide happiness to anyone, starts to delete it. But as she does so, she actually speaks to me, and sings the song she's been teaching the whole time with the piano. I can't play it due to the copyright, but she wrote a love song just for me, and it plays as the credits roll and the game deletes itself. I get one final message from Monica, explaining why she deleted the game, but expresses her utmost gratitude for being friends with the other Literature Club members and being a part of it. Monica, I finally understand. I forgive you, and I'm sorry. With no game left, the game shuts itself down. And that's the end of Doki Doki Literature Club. I don't even feel like playing another dating sim. I guess I can't even find love in a video game. What's that? It must be the identity of my soulmate. It was just in the other half. And the lucky lady is... Monica? Good news, Ben. I cashed your checks for all your money. Get out. This is my room now. Ben? I'd say this isn't a good thing. Monica. 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 Monica, 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 Monica.